What's going on? This is Dice Squad. I am Marshall Dice, known as Adam Campbell, and I am live here at Origins Game Fair 2017 in front of a booth now with
Dan Crutchfield. I'm one of the game designers here at Purple Potato Games, and I'm going to tell you about our new game. It's a strategy card game about popping soap bubbles called Burst My Bubble.
Well, before that,
Okay.
how are things been going so far at Origins?
Well, this is our, we're a brand new game company, and this is our first game, so nobody really knows about us. So thanks for giving us a podcast. I appreciate it.
Not a problem.
Yeah, we really need people to talk about our game. I'll tell you that people that stop by our booth and play our game have been surprised at the depth of the game because sometimes soap bubbles look real simple. But there's actually a lot that goes on in the universe of soap bubbles, which you'll see in a minute.
So this is kind of like a movie. In a world where soap bubbles, you thought they were just these simple things, there's more than meets the eye.
There are actually heroes in the universe of soap bubbles, like all the other universes.
All right. So, Purple Potato Games.
Yes.
How did you come up with the name?
So, good question. We started with a name titled Creative Me, and you actually see it still up there next to Purple Potato. Origins didn't quite get it corrected, but we couldn't come up with a logo. And so my business partner, Ryan Smith, said, how about something to do with potatoes? Because you can be really creative with potatoes, and we thought the logo was a lot easier. And so after a lot of thought and discussion, we decided that Purple Potato Games, we would be proud Purple Potatoes.
Hey, that works.
It didn't come easy, let me tell you. It was a lot of thought.
All right, so your game, Burst My Bubble.
Yes.
How did you come up? What was the inspiration for that?
That's another good question. So
I am on fire today,
Yeah,
ladies and gentlemen.
that's a
I am
perfect question.
3 for 3.
we really wanted to create a cross-generational game. And so we thought that soap bubbles really resonate well with every generation. And we wanted to create a game that grandma would play with parents and parents would play with children. And so we just really like the idea of soap bubbles. And it gives us a niche. Like, I don't know any other game about soap bubbles, honestly. There might be one out there, but I didn't see it.
You know, honestly, I can't recall any game involving soap bubbles except for just blowing soap bubbles.
And that resonates well with people. It's a happy moment.
I mean, I've seen games this year about pinball machines, about Twinkies, about luchadors, soft tacos, but I've yet to see a game about soap bubbles. So please tell me, how do we play this game? I'm eager now. Please tell me how we play this game.
Okay. So in the world of soap bubbles, I already told you that there are heroes. And
What kind of heroes?
each has their own special power. So like in the examples here, we have Rainbow Bubble, we have Backer Bubble, and Action Bubble.
Now, Backer Bubble would have nothing to do with Kickstarter, right?
It's our Kickstarter exclusive. It's only in the Kickstarter version of the game. And I'll explain how the Backer Bubble works here in a minute. But you can see that they each have a description underneath, and they each do something that is unique to that hero. So this is a 3 to 6 player game. Every time you add a player, you add a hero. And over here we have our lineup of heroes. So you start with these 3 plus the Backer Bubble. Okay? So you start with 1 extra hero, but you add a hero every time you add a player. Every time you add a hero, you add complexity to the game or an element to the game because they each come with their own special superpower. They're unique in the deck. So here I have a deck of 144 cards. If you have one of these in your hand, nobody else has that card. That's also true of these defense cards. Defense cards are red. If you have one of those in your hand, it is a particular card in the deck and nobody else shares the same card with you. The game starts very simply. Every player has 5 cards in their hand, and on their turn they draw 2. When they draw their cards, they'll look at their hand. If they have a green card, that's an action card. So action cards are green. And throughout the game, players will play those. So you can play 1 action on your turn. And as you play it, you discard it here. This is the soap sponge. You can see the soap sponge is worth 100 points. As play goes around the table, this fattens up with points. Everybody wants these points. So eventually, a player is going to make a bid for the points in the soap sponge. And how they do that is at the end of their turn, they're going to say burst. When a player says burst, they become the bubble player. So a bubble player will look at their hand, and you'll see that on the cards that I have down here, they have bubble icons on them. The bubble player will look at their hand, and every single card in their hand that has a bubble icon on it has to come face up in front of them, just like I have here, and it creates a bubble stream. Once the bubble stream is set, they say set. Now all the other players are going to start popping their bubbles. So as players pop bubbles, they're taking cards from the bubble stream and they're collecting them in front of them, and they are completing sets for points. The bubble player is just simply trying to survive. If they survive, they will earn all the points in the soap sponge. So that's the tug of war of the game. You've got some players collecting sets for points, and you have one player bidding for all the points in the soap sponge.
Now, how does endgame work?
So the game is played to 1,200 points.
Okay.
You get to 1,200 points rather quickly. It's about a 45-minute game. There's a few different ways to pop bubbles in the game. I've actually got an example here. So if Adam, if you will be a player that's trying to pop a bubble for a minute, I say burst, I'm the bubble player. This is my bubble stream. You have an incomplete set of 20s. If you just put 120 on that, then you'll have 200 points, okay? In your hand, you have these two cards. These are pop cards. Pop cards pop bubbles. So
I'm going to pop your bubble.
It's your turn, and you're going to pop a bubble. So you put a 20 on top of a 20. That completes a set of 20s. Notice color doesn't matter. But that's 200 points. When you score a set, it goes down the drain. It's out of the game. This will start a new set of 20s, okay? That was a pretty strong move, but it wasn't very good.
Wow.
I'm going to show you a better way, right?
All right, so please, show me a better way.
Okay, so pop cards pop bubbles, right?
Mm-hmm.
But you can put as many of them together as you wish to target a single bubble. You have 50 points right here. So you could pop this hero. When you pop a hero, you get 50 points for the hero. You still complete your set of 20s. That's 250 points. And this card will come down and start a set of 30s. That's 280 points. That's a stronger play, right?
Thanks for the tip.
Yeah, you're welcome. But I can stop you, and I'm going to. When you try to pop my hero, I have this defense card in my hand called Living in a Bubble.
Curses.
That
foiled again.
That kills your play. It saves my hero, and it encapsulates you in a bubble for the rest of the phase. You can go grab a snack now.
And I would have gotten away with it, too, if it weren't for you meddling kids and your son.
All right, I'm going to be nice. I won't do that to you. Let me show you how the backer bubble works real quick.
All right, show me about the backer bubble, the exclusive one for Kickstarter.
So the backer bubble allows us to be friends in the game. When I become the bubble player, I say burst. I put all these cards down here to create my bubble stream, and this is in your hand. You can say, okay, Dan, I'm going to back you.
Even though I burst your bubble, Dan, I'm going to back you with the backer bubble.
So when you back me...
Oh, thanks. I was thirsty.
When you back me, you give me this card. He comes on my bubble stream. You just helped me out because now I have a stronger bubble stream. That's 50 points. Plus you give me another card from your hand. You already know how this defense card works. So that's a really cool card. And because you're helping me out, if I survive, we're going to split the points.
It's a win-win.
Well, sort of. We have a conflicted relationship. Because
I burst your bubble, we work together. Yeah.
Well, you have this incomplete set of 20s in front of you, and you really want the 200 points, because gosh darn it, that's 200 points. And we played at 1,200, right?
Yeah.
So you can still pop my bubbles. You may want to go ahead and make that first move. That gives you 200 points. If you hurt me too bad, though, it might kill me, and then we don't split these. So be careful what you do.
Just like blowing bubbles, right?
I've never had to be careful doing that.
Apparently I'm doing it wrong.
That gives you an idea that there is some depth and strategy to the game. This is a random card draw game. So you can play on pure dumb luck. But there's some depth to it, and for players that like strategy, you can chain cards together, you can work together with other people, and you can maximize your ability to score points. In my opinion, strategy always wins. But sometimes the lucky player is the right one.
And right now you have a Kickstarter going on, which is live right now, right?
We have 13 days remaining, and we are already funded. We're at, I think, 288% of our goal, something like that.
Congratulations.
Thank you very much. I appreciate that. We still need more backers because we're a brand new company and we're just getting started, and I have like 19 games that are unfinished in my file drawer, and I'd like to do another one.
Well, can you maybe, give our viewers a little taste of what maybe can come down the pike?
Oh my gosh, I don't even know where to start. But I'll tell you that with this particular game, we already have ideas in the making for villains and toxic bubbles, as well as a version of fantastical bubbles. But those will have to come later.
All right, well, you've heard it here, folks. Blowing bubbles, what more fun could you have? So go check out their Kickstarter, throw a few shekels their way. I mean, I'm hooked. I may just go blow some soap bubbles right now.
Thank you.
No problem. Well,
you,
Dan,
man.
thank you so much for being on the show. I appreciate it.
It's a pleasure.
And we'll also have a link down below to check out all their products. What's your website?
Simple. It's purplepotatogames.com.
With a name like that, how could you forget?
How easy is that? purplepotatogames.com.
But from all of us here at Dice Squad, continuing our coverage of Origins Game Fair 2017, this is Marshall Dice, also known as Adam Campbell, with
Dan Crutchfield.
When we're saying stay tuned.